All right. So, for those who don't believe in manifestation and all that, I just want to share this one little thing, right? So, in 1995, which is 30 years ago, I lived in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I just started a job there, right? And I had a two-floor townhouse, right, that I lived in, and I didn't have furniture for it. And the reason I had that two-story townhouse because I had a little spotty credit at that point, right? And the townhouse was one of the few places that I could get. You know, I had to pay a security deposit and all that to get it. It was more space than I needed, and it cost more than some other apartments there that I could have better afforded, but they ain't like my credit at that time. So I had this two-floor townhouse, right? No furniture. All I slept on the floor, and I had an old TV that I had for entertainment. So I had an old TV, no cable, nothing like that, no furniture, no bed, slept on the floor. And this place had these huge ass cockroaches too, or what they call them water bugs, just like big ass cockroaches, right? And so, but I had a pretty good job, came with a company car and all that, right? So I lived there, and I used to on Friday nights I would go get me a six pack. I would used to drink Gin Draft. I get me a six pack of Gin Draft, and I would drink that just to tell myself, calm myself down, say, hey, it ain't always gonna be like this. One day I'm gonna have a house. I'm gonna have me a wife, kids. I'm gonna have exactly what I want, and I would love to live in Raleigh, right? Because I really didn't like Fayetteville, right? And it was 30 minutes from where I grew up. I grew up in Lumberton, and so I'm living in Fayetteville. Didn't like Fayetteville. They call it Vietnam. I didn't really like it, right? But I was like, it's gonna get better, you know. And I saw what I wanted, right? Now, less than 10 years later, right, I, in fact, did live in Raleigh in a new house with a wife, right? And we eventually started a family. And that was in 2003. But before I got there, my job took me to Jacksonville, Florida, Miami, Florida, Atlanta, Georgia. So I lived in some nice places uh, before I circled back to North Carolina and finished up or completed what I had manifested and dreamed about in 95, right? And nothing that if you looked at my situation in 95, you would have not thought that that was going to be possible, right? Exactly that. But it was possible, right? But I was appreciative of what I had at the time, right? And I was appreciative to be able to live in some different places. So along the journey, I was happy for everything that I got until I got to the place where, okay, this is where I want to live. This is the relationship that I want to have, and all that manifested. So it's a thing. It really is a thing. You got to visualize it, and you got to believe it, but you got to enjoy the journey every step of the way. Oh, and when me and my wife went to get the mortgage for our home, I remember the bank officer was saying, man, both of you guys got perfect credit. I went from not being able to get the apartment that I wanted because my credit was spotty, that by the time I met my wife, I had like an 800 credit score. So